Side hustles within the personal finance and financial independence community are very popular, and many people consider them essential elements of their plan to achieve financial independence. By having multiple sources of income, they're able to build wealth quicker by having more money coming in, but they're also able to reduce their dependence on one source of income by having money coming in from other sources should one source disappear. But how do you get started with a side hustle? What side hustle is right for you? Well, that's what this video is all about. I'm going to give you examples of different side hustles throughout this video as I talk through different characteristics that you should look for when deciding on a side hustle. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Millennials with Money. My name is Johnny. So number one, may seem obvious, but you shouldn't overlook it nevertheless, is that your side hustle should be something that you're good at. Now, that's not to say that you can't do something that you're not an expert at, that you're not really good at. But by doing something that you're good at, it maximizes your ability to bring value to people. And that's what people are ultimately going to be willing to pay for. If you're good at something, then it probably means that you've got a lot of experience, a lot of understanding, maybe technical or professional expertise under your belt that you can share and transmit to people to help them. And that's value that people are going to be willing to pay for. And the more experience, the better you are at something, the more you can charge for your services and the more value that you can bring to people. For example, if we take someone who's good at social media marketing, at SEO, or at digital marketing, then this is someone who clearly has a skill that is in high demand. And if they have a lot of experience and expertise behind them, then people are likely going to pay a good price for the value that this person can bring. So by choosing something you're good at, you maximize your earnings potential, both through the value you can bring and through your future potential client base. Number two may seem like another obvious one, but there's actually a lot more to it when you think about it, and that's how profitable is your activity. And when I say profitable here, there's a lot of elements that come into play. Having a profitable side hustle is not as simple as just thinking about how much income your side hustle brings. You need to think about how much time you spend doing that side hustle, both actually carrying out the side hustle and any preparation work that's needed if that's the case. You also need to think about your maintenance costs while you're doing that side hustle, if applicable, and any initial outlay costs, if you need to buy any equipment, if you need to have any qualifications before you get started as well, because these will all affect the profitability of your side hustle. Think about food delivery services like Uber Eats, like Deliveroo. You have riders who deliver on their bikes, on a bicycle, and you also have people who deliver on mopeds or motorbikes. Think about the people who deliver by bike. Their initial outlay is a lot less because a bike costs a lot less than a moped or a motorcycle, for example. And their maintenance costs are also a lot lower as well because they don't have to constantly top up with fuel on their bike. It may need the odd servicing here and there, but it doesn't require money being spent on fuel. However, the riders with mopeds and motorbikes can move around a lot quicker and can travel a lot further in possibly the same time as the cyclists. So in theory, the motorbike riders have a higher earnings potential by being able to move around quicker and to cover greater distances. So you can see that over the long term, the motorbike riders or the moped riders may actually be more profitable with their activity than someone who delivers on their bicycle. However, if you really want to max profitability, then you want to look for a scalable side hustle. Now, a scalable side hustle may be something like selling digital products online or content creation on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Because whether your content reaches 1,000 people or 1 million people, in theory, it's going to take the same amount of work and the same amount of costs and outlay to produce that work. So scalable side hustles obviously have huge profitability potential because in theory, you have an initial outlay, you maybe have a certain level of fixed costs, maybe a small level of variable costs, but ideally your cost base won't ever go over a certain level, but your earnings potential is unlimited on the base of that. And obviously over time, your side hustle will grow and you'll get more income and it will be more profitable. Characteristic number three of a good side hustle is that it has longevity. That means that you're going to be able to continue doing it over the long term and that you can rely on it to produce income long into the future. Now, that's not to say that doing the odd job here and there that's maybe a one-time payment is bad. Of course not. Any additional income is welcome, right? But If you think about the idea of a side hustle, the idea is that it's an additional stream of income. You want to be able to rely on it. You want to be able to use it as a wealth building tool. You want it to be able to reduce your dependence on one source of income. So obviously, if you can sustain that over the long term, then that gives you the best chance of doing that. Now, with most side hustles, it does take time to build it up to a level where you can generate sufficient income, which is completely fine and that's normal. But just to demonstrate the point, if you take the example of maybe someone who signs up to do sports coaching in their spare time, then they're most likely going to be engaged for the duration of the season and the preseason and any playoffs that may come after that. So that's already a good 9-month period probably that they can say that they're going to be working with that team, and that for that time they will have additional income coming in. So you can see that it has longevity, you can see that into the future will build time, but it also has a sense of reliability to it because there's an engagement for a period of time. And that's obviously what you want from your side hustle, is something that you can rely on and that will continue to bring you revenue in the future. And last but by no means least, because if your side hustle doesn't have this characteristic, then none of the other points matter, is that you do a side hustle that is enjoyable or is something that you like. Because to be able to do your best work, to be able to bring your best value to what you do, to be able to stick something out over the long term, there has to be an element of enjoyment or an element that you like about what you do. Because otherwise you're going to be demotivated, you're not going to want to do it, and you're not going to be able to achieve the objectives that you'd set for yourself with the side hustle. The prior example of a sporting coach or a sports referee could be a really good one for you if you want to see the development of younger players, or you want the experience of coaching a sports team, or perhaps you're someone who really likes animals, then maybe something like dog or pet sitting or dog walking might be really good for you, because while you're making money, you get to spend time with your furry friends who you no doubt love. And you've also got to remember that financial independence isn't a destination, it is a journey. So to be able to enjoy the journey and last the journey, you have to make it enjoyable and fun in some way. So now that you've got your side hustle idea, how do you get the word out there? You can use a website like Fiverr, which allows you to advertise your services online, and people who are looking for the service can come and pay the price to receive different packages and different levels of service that you can offer on the platform. You can also go via a website such as Airbnb, because it's not just an accommodation platform, it also offers experiences. So if you live in a big city or a popular tourist destination and you want to make some extra money by maybe showing people around the city, by giving them the experience of food or wine tasting, for example, then that can be something that you can advertise on Airbnb. If you're a creative person and you've got an online store for your products, then you can try a website like Etsy, which allows you to sell products online. And last but not least, of course, you need social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, any platform you have out there that can get the word out about your services and that can draw people in will give you good visibility. I hope this video has helped you with your side hustle ideas. Leave a comment and let me know what side hustle you are doing or what you're thinking of doing. I would love to know more. Now check out these videos if you like this one and you want to keep watching, and if you're not yet subscribed and you want to see more content like this, then make sure you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. I'll see you on the next one, and let's get this money.